Welcome to Greg and Mortis's Little World of Horror. This is my Slash from the Stash. It's Sunday, November 16th, and it is movie review time. And got a movie that I just mentioned on my Blu-ray update that I'm going to be reviewing. So none other than the October 20-something release of this flick here. It's Wrong Turn 6, The Last Resort, unrated. And cool little cover there with the chick with the barbed wire, the blade. There's the back of the box right there. And it's also got the HD or whatever, the video where you can upload it on the computer kind of thing. It does have that. But let's open it up real quick and then we'll get into the movie review. We'll take out the digital copy there. And here's the disc, just pretty plain, just got barbed wire, Blu-ray disc, Wrong Turn 6. Much like all the other releases of the Wrong Turn movies, they really haven't gone out of their way to do anything with special packaging or anything. But overall, man, I mean, I really do enjoy this series. And like I said on my Blu-ray update, there are some really weak ones in the series. But if nothing else, what you get in Wrong Turn is always some really unique and good kills in it. And this one takes no exception to that. So what I want to do, it was released 2014. I want to say it was like October 21st. Something like that, right before Halloween. So let's break right into it. The story plot's fairly simple. You got the character of Danny, who's played by Anthony Illett. And his girlfriend, Tony, who's played by Aquila Zoll. Danny has actually come into an inheritance of this huge hotel in West Virginia. It's called Hobbs Springs. And the story is himself, his girlfriend, and some of his friends decide to go check the place out, see what it's all about. And so it's kind of a little small road trip, but before all that happens, there is an opening we'll get to in a second, but the story plot is basically Danny trying to go find out what his inheritance is, what this hotel is about, and kind of get a little bit of family history about himself. He evidently doesn't know a lot about himself from the past, who his family was. For whatever reason, they didn't really go into detail about that. But so that's basically what you get in this movie. And you're introduced to two characters, Jackson, played by Chris Jarvis, and his sister, Sally, who's played by Sadie Katz. And they're kind of the caretakers of this hotel. And they meet them, and when they first get there, show them around kind of deal. And you get the sense that there's some weird things going on because they are a really close brother-sister. There's moments of kissing, so some definitely incest going on there. So we realized pretty darn quick, you know, there's something awry with this family and with this whole inheritance. But we follow the story of Danny trying to come to terms with who his family is, and then you're introduced, of course, to One Eye and Sawtooth and the whole three hillbilly killers that are involved with all the Wrong Turn series. So that's what you get in this. But the opening of this film, you start out with these two hikers, I guess. They're on bikes. You got a female and a male, and they're riding around. And they stop at this little hot springs, little freaking small little pool of water in the middle of the woods. It's hot water, and they jump in. You got some nudity, you got some sex, and then you get some kills. Just like a Wrong Turn movie, you always get kills, and I enjoyed it. I thought they were really cool. Won't tell you how they're killed, but I'm going to say one of them in particular was amazing, man. I was really excited with the kill in that. I was like, damn! So really cool kills at the beginning. And then it kind of goes into the story where I was telling you, you see Danny and his girlfriend, and they're on the road trip going to find out about the inheritance. But this movie was directed by Valerie Milov, and he's a relative newcomer. He's only had this one and two other titles under his directorial belt. So he took over a franchise or a series of 5 movies previous and comes into this one. And watching one of the bonus features on here, you know, he is a fan of the Wrong Turn series, so he's familiar with everything that takes place in Wrong Turn. and then it was written by Frank H. Woodward. And the film itself was filmed in Bulgaria, and it kind of looks like West Virginia. I've been all through West Virginia. I've got family. My grandmother's from West Virginia. My mom was born and raised in West Virginia, so I know a lot about West Virginia, and it does kind of have that feel. The hotel is huge, man. I'm telling you, this hotel in Hobbs Springs, which obviously wasn't in West Virginia, it's in Bulgaria, but anyways, this hotel looks like, I don't know, like it's humongous Stanley Hotel or something. I mean, it's just a monster hotel, but really cool. The movie was budgeted, estimated at $1,200,000, and it runs about 91 minutes long. And I've already had a couple of comments on my Blu-ray update from John Paul, and also from trying to remember, and I'm sorry, the Grim Reaper. Already had a couple comments about, beware, don't go in with high expectations for this movie and that kind of deal. So appreciate that, guys. And but I've got to tell you, I enjoyed this film, and I know you guys are like, "Yo, man, you're stupid, Greg and Mortis." I did. I actually really enjoyed this one. It does have moments of lagging in the middle of the movie where it kind of gets, it's okay. But I was interested, man. It's like the direction of this movie. I thought that Valerie, I thought he'd done a great job with trying to do something a little different. I mean, the Wrong Turn series has went from Elijah Dushku being in the first one. This was like 11 years ago, and where you just had kind of the basic story plot. And then you've gone into different avenues. You've gone into the reality series part of it. You've gone into the snow part of it. And you've gone into number 5 with Bloodlines with Doug Bradley with the prison. So, I mean, they took it in so many directions. But they've always seemed to kind of just go for the gore and not really a story, where I thought this one had a really decent story that with a lot of characters. I mean, this movie has, of course, Danny and his girlfriend Tony, and then you're introduced to Jackson and Sally, who's the brother-sister caretaker. Of course, you got the 3 main killers, but then you're introduced to 1, 2, 3, I think it was like 4 or 5 friends. So I mean, it had a big cast, but what I liked was the writing and the direction, that you kind of get a feel of each character, and not necessarily that you care that much about them, but you kind of do, in a way that you invest enough time in the movie that when murders start taking place, you're like, oh. But I found myself more doing this when a murder would take place. I'd be like, damn, man, that was pretty cool. I mean, not that the kills were that unique or that one in a lifetime kind of kill. Most of them have been done to an extent, but I thought they done a great job with the effects. There is a little bit of CGI, but nothing that took me out. It seemed like all the kills were where they needed to be, so I was really impressed with that. And I thought the acting in this film was really strong. Each character was really strong. What I found unique was that they are speaking in English monologue, but when you see the bonus features, if you buy this film and you watch the bonus features, they interview several of them. They have a British to Bulgarian accents, most of them, and they were able to pull off a West Virginia accent, which I thought was pretty dang cool. But now the story it rolls really good. You get to see Danny when he first shows up at the hotel, just kind of, he's out on his own now. Evidently, whatever had happened in his past, he's broke, he has nothing, so he's looking for a change, and he comes to this hotel, and he's starting to see, for me, the way I took the movie was he finally saw a purpose in life. So Jackson and Sally, the caretakers, are very protective over him and want to share with them, or with him, what he's about, where his bloodline is. He's a hill looker. And I guess there's like 3 different branches of these hillbillies, and he's a hill looker, and they go into this process of where they need to keep the bloodline together, and by doing that, at all costs, they have to keep it pure, and there's consequences. There's thus the freak show that shows up in the middle of the movie, and Danny's kind of tripping on some whatever freaking drug he's on, but he starts understanding that he's part of something that is not normal, but it's his family. It's the only family he's got, the only family he knows. And so there's kind of a twist at the end of this movie, and I believe they've left it open for a number 7. And I'm excited, man. I really thought the movie was a lot better than some of the others. Like I said, there have been some weak ones. I thought 4 was and 5 was okay, and number 3 was really good. Number 2 was all right. Number 1, of course, is my favorite. But out of all of them, it's like I read a review about, it was actually on Wrong Turn 6, but they were talking about in general, typically in movies that have more than 3, 4 films, you take like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw, Paranormal Activity, all these that kind of get into the 3 and more, they seem to always, once they get past that 3 or 4, they start becoming comedic. I didn't feel comedic in this one. I thought it had a good tone to it, that they kept the kills brutal, and they kept the story a little bit more suspense in this one instead of just throwing gore and comedy. This one had a lot of suspense, to it. So I like that. The effects are really strong in this film, I've got to say. I thought they done a really good job at what they done. Now, is this a masterpiece or a classic? No. Is this one of the best films I've seen in the last couple of years? No. But I did enjoy it for what it is, a Wrong Turn film. So if you are a fan of the Wrong Turns, this is a must-own for you to put in the franchise. I thought they done a really good job with it. Now, if you've never seen any of the Wrong Turns, it's still a decent horror flick to watch because of the gore, but I think you would need to see at least the first one to kind of know where the family's from and kind of get that feel. But overall, I thought it was a really good film. I recommend it. I'm giving it a thumbs up for a purchase. It's $19.99 at Best Buy, and it's probably $19.99 about anywhere you go on Blu-ray. I do feel that this one within a few weeks will start going down, and you'll be able to get it for like $15.99. And before it's over with, this will be in the $10 mark on Blu-ray. So you may want to hold off and just wait until that time gets there. If you're kind of crunching for money, you can definitely hold off long enough for this one. It won't be in the $20 range long, so you could possibly hold off for that. But I do recommend watching this one. I think you'll like it. I think it's a strong entry into the Wrong Turn series, and I'd really like to see, now that it's got 6, now this is number 6, sorry about the glare, now that this is number 6, I would love to see a box set start coming together, where, kind of like the Halloween one or the Friday the 13th, or it's kind of like the old Elm Street one, not the Blu-ray where they put them all in one, but kind of like the one where they had the Halloween box set and they had all the Elm Streets, and it kind of made an image of Freddy on the spines. Something. The new Chainsaw Massacre where it pulled out and you had the Medea had the old tractor trailer, man. I mean, give it something, but do a really cool box set on the Wrong Turns. I'd totally like to have that. Maybe one of the Killers or something. So I would like to see that, but I'm glad I own this one. I'm not disappointed. Could have been a little bit better for sure, but overall, keeping my expectations low, John Paul, Blu-ray John. I went ahead and dropped my expectations like you told me to, and I did that. So I think with that, I went into it with a better mind than expecting this to be a lot better than it was. So appreciate the heads up for that, buddy, and I did enjoy it. I thought the kills were really good. If you like kills and gore, you're going to like this one for sure. But once again, it's Wrong Turn 6. There you go, Last Resort. And there's the back once again. And this girl you're seeing right here, whoops, right here, is actually the girlfriend of Danny. And I like that. It says check into your worst nightmare, and then it does come with the HD digital download. So if you like those, it has that as well. But there again, Wrong Turn 6 just released in October 2014. I give it my thumbs up and say, go ahead and purchase this baby. I think you'll like it. So with that, this is my Slash from the Stash for November 16th, 2014. Appreciate everybody that's been watching my videos and sharing them and giving me the thumbs up for the liking that. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do that as well. Just click right down below, right down here. There'll be a little subscribe button. Click that little button. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment and share this video if you will. And if you don't follow me at Land of the Creeps, definitely follow Land of the Creeps podcast at landofthecreeps.blogspot.com. Some cool episodes coming up. We had a great Stephen King episode a few episodes ago that was amazing with Justin Beam as our special guest. And then Nathan Toll has been on recently, and we got some other cool things coming up. So stay with us. If you got any movies you'd like for us to review, definitely shoot me an email at gregandmortis666@gmail.com. If you are a distributor and you're looking for some movies that you'd like for me to review, I only do the movies that I personally own. So shoot me a screener over, whatever. I'm not begging, but if you want me to review your movie, I'll definitely be willing to do that. So with that, this is me, Greg and Mortis, with my little world of horror. And what do you think about my pumpkin face? Ain't he cute? He's like, rah, 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 rah. But just stick with us. So for that, my Slash from the Stash, till next week, Greg and Mortis signing out, and I'll see you in the flip side. Peace!